It's been some time. I have not gotten up here in forever. And excuse my do right now. I'm actually putting myself through a deep conditioner, which is a great thing right now that I'm able to do that. And a lot of us curly girls are able to do that. And it's the perfect startup of this conversation. This is a pretty big time, and this is a time that, this is a time to condition our roots, right? Condition our hair, our antennas, our souls. I wanted to come up here because a lot of people have individually messaged me and they have asked me questions when it comes to what all this is on a planetary spectrum. And oh my God, there is so much going on right now when it comes to planets and how they're aligned with all of this, that a lot of people, if you have not done your research in more so the studies of astrology, in what's happening, it's understandable that you probably also just are not really in the mood to do so, because sometimes astrology for people only exists when it's fun and games and this is something to look up to pass the time. But on some real shit, it is a real thing right now. You have some major planets that are in Capricorn right now in this and really reflecting everything that's going on right now. You have the planet of Pluto, you have Saturn, you have Mars, and you majorly are being, there's another one. I'm like, wait. But there's a lot. Yes, there's Mars, Pluto, Saturn, all in Capricorn. And Jupiter. Jupiter is also in Capricorn right now. We are going through it right now. We really, really are. If anybody can take the time to look up what Capricorn represents, Capricorn is absolutely the idea of the goat. Now, in respects to what has happened with Kobe and his daughter, which I definitely pay my respects to, it is very interesting to me how we have highlighted this idea of the goat and not realizing that it is an entry to understanding what is happening right now, very much so, with this virus, the idea of Capricorn energy, it runs itself through its ruling planet, which is Saturn. And Saturn talks about being pretty much like he's the father of the planets in the sense of always putting out this ultimate restriction, or I could even say grandfather in somewhat. Jupiter is more of the godfather. Grandfather is definitely Grampy Saturn. So anybody that is a Capricorn would identify with this energy of hard working energy, not having excuses, work, discipline, doing things that will get you to climb that ladder, but ultimately not having any excuses behind why you can't. And it gets to a point where you can tire yourself out, a point to where you drive yourself insane if you're not getting those goals on with the agenda that you have. And it can ultimately throw you into this world of feeling greed and this world of needing to have these material things and rewards that you give to yourself in order to feel as though you are obtaining these goals that you set out for yourself. But it can make you exhausted. It can make you get to a point where the people around you, the people that you love, the people that love you, just the everyday things that are happening could be missed because you are so obsessed with obtaining this goal that you literally restrict yourself spiritually from obtaining the goal naturally because you're so focused on looking outward. And this is the reason why I titled this video With or Without, because it's very important to understand that if you're so focused on being without something that you overwork yourself physically in order to obtain it, you do not actually take the time to understand what you have within yourself in order to obtain those goals. You're so focused on the material aspects to it, and it can break you down. And I feel like what has occurred is whether this virus has been manufactured or whether this virus has occurred from mutated viruses that mutated into stronger viruses, or whatever the case may be. The idea is this: as a nation, as a whole, as a global society, we actually manifested this virus within ourselves, because there are so many viruses that are occurring on a daily basis that we are not paying attention to. And honestly, I feel like the universe has said it is time to be quiet. It is time to now see it from a physical form. Y'all won't be out there and focus on the physical aspect so much. Now we will bring this in physicality. We will make this work so you can see it right in front of you in a physical way. Now we are struggling as a society to realize, like, oh my God, this is time to stay home. This is time that I need to tap into who I am as a person. This is time to look in the damn mirror and see and confront the things that I have not really taken the time previously to confront my family members, confront myself, confront my issues, confront the fact that it is time to not be out there and to be in here. That is how you will heal yourself, my friends. That is how you will heal yourself. If you've ever taken the time to watch the movie, and if you haven't, this is the perfect time to do so. Watch Doctor Strange. Watch it. Take it in. Let it marinate. That movie is everything to exactly what I'm saying. You have a doctor who the only thing he is so focused on is obtaining his goals as a doctor and being able to do everything that he wants to do, have his car, his nice car. When he was speeding across in this fast car on this hill before he flipped over or whatever. But not paying attention to relationships around him, not paying attention to that the girl, I forgot her name, Rachel something, or Rachel Adams, something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't watch a ton of movies. But not paying attention to the people that loved him, the people that are paying attention to him, that are caring for him, and not paying attention to other things but his field of work and being the best at being a doctor, right? And then you take away his steadiness of his hands in this accident, and it makes him look within, because he felt like nothing without that, nothing without it. And then it took the time for him to go within and go to this guru who shares this world of making him understand what's inside. And he is able to combat a whole nother level of virus, right? He is able to tap into a whole nother world, a whole nother dimension of things that other people are not paying attention to. And he's able to combat it. And that, my friends, is what's going on right now. There's a lot of under-wrap stuff going on right now in the political world, in the world of what you very much so praise within celebrities, within friendships that you feel like they are, your best friend, or your, people that you work with that you feel you can trust. And there's things that you need to pay attention to. But there is a spiritual world, material world war going on, my friends. I kid you not. And if you do your personal research, you will understand that is exactly what is going on right now. Exactly what is going on. And this virus is just making you pay attention to it. So it's not about uploading, or processing and downloading all these memes and everything. Yeah, they could be funny. They could also be heartless. They can also be overly affectionate in the way that you got some people out there that's really, oh, I feel so bad and da-da-da, and they just posting just for post gains. They not posting because they actually care. They just want to talk about something because it distracts them about what they need to be doing at their house with the shit that they need to be tapping to on a personal level. So they just trying to find anything to do at this point. But at the end of the day, you have to look at it as far as this war that is going on right now. It's greater than what a lot of us have been paying attention to. And in order to ultimately really be able to heal what's happening right now, we have to tap into healing ourselves. That is what I respect about astrology. That is the reason why I began to study it, is because it allows you to tap into spirits in the sense of I'm opening up a person wide view. I'm reading their book. I'm seeing why they do the things that they do, why they communicate the way that they do. And I'm looking at it from a place of non-judgment. right? I'm a Virgo sun. I'm a judgmental person every damn day of my life until I discovered astrology. And then my Libra moon kicked in. And it allowed me to see both sides of the spectrum. And it's not just what I see on the outside without, right? It's what I understand within that person on the inside. And it's so important for us to be able to do so, which is why I stand here in my little bonnet cap with my deep conditioner, conditioning my roots, not giving a damn how I look on this screen. Because I want you guys to listen to what I'm saying and not focus on the lipstick color I'm wearing or the type of clothes I'm wearing and ask me questions about the new mascara that makes my lashes so long. None of that is important. I want you to listen to what I'm really trying to tap into and get you to realize. If collectively we could tap into or I should say individually can tap into ourselves, imagine what we can do collectively as beings that join hands, all individually healed. There ain't no virus in this world that's taking us out. We are building a natural guard up. It's not doing nothing. It's not taking out none of our elderly. It's not taking out none of the people that are having issues, that have their immune systems that we consider compromised. There's nothing compromised. You are able to heal yourself. You are able to do it with your mind. Your mind is first. And this is the time to empower those people. My mother has a issue with her lungs and she's doing well. So this is for anybody that is a little fearful of me saying that knows my mom, because my mom is a very fun person, and a lot of my friends from youth know my mother and they adore her. My mom is fine, but the reason why I say this is because I told her to stay away from the news. That is the worst thing that she could have ever done in this situation. Stay away from the news. Or if you're going to watch it, be able to filter it. Sometimes we need to get to a point where we need to admit to ourselves that we don't have that ability at this point. And that's okay, right? That is embedded in us. We have been raised as a society to listen to the news, to let, that really be our our source of, resources, of our source of knowing what's going on out there. Not realizing that we can know just by turning on our antennas. We can know what's going on. I do not listen to the news. I have no time for it. It's just a mess. It is people that are dressed up and they talk to, and I'm sorry if you have family members or friends that work in the news stations, and God bless them souls. But my point is, I don't have time for it. No time for it. It is heightened mumbo jumbo. They take a concept that they know that the human mind can then be manipulated with, and they just continuously force fear. And now we out here buying up all this stuff, which is unnecessary. And I can't even tell you how much the frozen section was completely cleared out. The frozen section was all the way cleared out. So that shows how much processed food we are intaking in our systems during this time on top of that, which is just feeding this need of manipulation, right? I know a lot of people can argue this. I don't know how to cook. Learn how to cook. Let's press this stuff. They got to remove something in this processed stuff, right? Or I should say they have to remove something from the original ingredients to put that preservative stuff in there so it can, save it in or allow it to sit for so long. You should want to intake things that are a little fresher, right? A little more fresh. But that's another topic. I came on here to more so talk about the planets and how they are affecting what's going on. Bringing it back to the Saturn energy, right? Bringing it back to Capricorn. Having planets like Pluto, Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn all in this area is a major thing right now. Because what's happening is the fact that it's forcing us through restriction to pay attention, to climb the ladder from within rather than without. Reverse your ladder, right? We just had Mercury in retrograde, which talks a lot about reflection and taking things back. And even though these planets are not in retrograde, it makes us focus on the communication aspect, right? And then think of the media. Let's reflect on the things that are being told to us, right? Mercurian energy is Gemini. It is Virgo, right? Virgo is into details. We want to nitpick apart things and be observant and really get down to the nitty gritty so we can really get in there and start to pick the correct crops so we're not harming what's outside our loved ones, right? We're taking care of. Sixth house energy. Sixth house energy is all about health. And y'all want to talk about physical health, right? Y'all want to be on your treadmills and y'all want to be in the gym and be jogging all around, right? Social distancing. It's cool for y'all to jog, just stay in your distance. But my point is that y'all are still focused on physical things. And while that's important, make sure you're taking the time to focus on what's going on in that Piscean energy, right? Go figure. That's what's being shined on, my friends, right now. That Piscean energy. The energy of the subconscious. Tapping into that. The sun is shining heavy on that right now. We just had that full moon in Virgo. Full moon in Virgo is talking about, right? When you have that full moon, it's like, all right, pay attention. Pay attention. What are you taking your arrow and pointing at and letting it go? Not just to let go of things that are negative, but also to let go to be able to be out into the universe. What thoughts are you letting go to actually take flight? These are important things that we need to be worrying about right now. Y'all worried about the hype. Y'all need to be worried about the hype. Things that actually are still going. The energy that is coming from our brains. The antennas that are alerting our neighbors. We could talk to our neighbors without physically having to be in their presence. Another thing that we need to learn, because if we can understand that concept, we can talk to the people that are out there, that are the spirits that are still traveling within us, that have been dead physically, right? They're still our neighbors. My father is still very much alive, even though he is not here physically. Your grandparents, your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, your best friends that have not been on this world physically right now, you can still tap very much into connecting with these people, these energies. Pure energy, not being restricted from that human body, right? You're able to connect to them with your antennas by conditioning your roots. You can connect to your neighbors that are still physically present. It's a beautiful thing to see how so many people, like especially I've seen in Spain, how they're playing music from their balconies. Think of it that way. That is a physical way of being able to process what you were able to do on a spiritual level. You can still play instruments with your favorite artists that are not here anymore physically. With your family members that are not here anymore physically. All of this stuff that is happening in the physical world is for us to pay attention to what can go on in the spiritual realm. What our capabilities are. And that restriction that we're getting in the material realm, that Capricorn realm, that material aspect to it, that restriction, is allowing us to go into our Pisces, into our spirits. Okay, Pluto is the energy of, this word is so hard, modernly rules Scorpio, right? A lot of Scorpios will feel me on this right now. That depth, that deep seated past the surface, right? We're going past it. So you got your, I'm trying to find something that, this is your dirt, right? And you got the trees growing up here. And then underneath this is Scorpio down here. Scorpio ain't hanging out with no dirt. I want to know what's underneath the dirt. I want to know what's over here. Give me the dirt. I want to know what's over here. I want to tap into some deep stuff. Some real deep things. I want to get all nitty gritty into your soul, right? That's Pluto energy. But Pluto energy, if you look it up, also stands for our desires and how we desire things based off of what we haven't experienced yet, based off of what transformation we have not gone through. That's what Pluto represents. So you have this energy that is tapping into Capricorn, right? What are we desiring that we cannot achieve right now? We are restricted from. What are we desiring from that? Right? How many of us are sitting here writing things down like, oh my God, when this quarantine is over, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Take it back. What can you do now? That taps into the world of happiness, right? When they're like, I will be happy when I get this car. I'll be happy when I go move to this place. I'll be happy when, bring it back. All you have is your present. That's it. There is no such thing as past. There is no such thing as future. There is present. Time is not time measurements. If you think of it this way, right? This is life, right? You got 2 candles here. Okay? Imagine this is up here because I can't do magic on film. It might scare y'all. But let's say, right? This is here, or where Skylar's head is. Skylar looking at me like, why you gotta include me in this mess? Anyway, this right here, this is your time. Right? Between the 2 candles is your time. That's what we always focus on, right? That time in between. It's on our graves, right? This time, between this time this person was alive, right? I've even seen poems that say focus more on the dash that's in between the times. But what about what's going on outside of the times? So you see all this space? I mean, y'all can't see it, but like, I moved to a really nice house and I'm really happy about it. And there's a lot of space right now. A lot of space around me. Why are we so focused, right, on just in between? Because that's present, right? But what about what's present on the outside too? Take away the restrictions aspect to it. Join the 2 realms together. Join them. Now, you got all this space and time, right? That is the internal universe. There's no such thing as just a dash. You take all of this away, you take the dash away itself, then there's no such thing as this or that. There's no such thing as right or wrong. There's no such thing as black or white and all these different things. Once you make the opposite, you're creating the opposite end to it because it's a balance. So join those 2 realms together. That is what this time is talking about. Join those 2 realms together. Restriction only comes when you allow it to come into play. You could still do so much at home that you actually weren't able to do out in the physical world, but because you are seeing the physical world every day, you are seeing people hustle and bustle, you are seeing things going on, things moving, everything like that. You think you are with the race, right? You think you up to par. You think that you're not there unless you're there. All of that stuff is a distraction. You can do just as much, if not more, being in solitude, being able to really channel things, being able to manifest things by starting from within and then extending out, not being without. 2 different concepts here. So important to understand that. So Pluto energy in Saturn, right? Getting into that nitty gritty, realizing that there is no restriction. It is all a fluke. All of it. Right? All of it is a fluke. This virus is only a virus if you allow it to be a virus. Yes, it is affecting people. Of course it is. But that's still focusing on the outside world. You want to heal the outside world? Heal yourself. Do your part. Open up the pocket of your actual birth time, right? You're responsible for your moment. Nobody else was born in that moment at that location at those coordinates. Only you. You are a unique soul that is here to cure your specific moment. And if you can cure your moment and you can spread out that energy to help your neighbors cure their moments, and we're all doing our part in each other's lives to help cure our moments, we can defeat whatever the hell physical manifestation is out there. Because that's what this is. That's what this virus is. It's a physical representation of the virus that we have allowed to occur around us because we are so focused on putting so much energy into those areas. If you guys have time, I would look up what's called a stellium before I get to the next planets that are in Cap. I would look up what's called a stellium. A stellium is within a birth chart when you have these 12 houses. And what happens is you have so much energy in this one area of a house that it puts so much energy into it that you tend to neglect the other houses in a different way. Now, it's not saying that you're neglecting them wholly, but it's saying if you're putting all of your eggs in one basket, how are you able to focus on all the other things? And that's even like a thing too with Jupiter energy. There's some teachings out there that says whatever house that Jupiter is in, you tend to not pay attention to because Jupiter represents abundance. So you already have so much energy into that area of where where Jupiter is placed that you almost like don't pay attention to it, right? Because you're like, oh well, it's an abundance of energy. So it's already like, and Jupiter stands for our like I said earlier, our godfather. So it really stands for our luck. So if you feel like you have luck in that area, you really won't pay attention to focusing on how to work with it as much so early in life because you feel like you're lucky there. But luck only exists for the person that is using it, right? Like that's how we look at it in that way. Like luck itself is like, it could be a fluke in itself. Because some of us, I mean, myself included, not saying that everybody has to believe in this, but I don't really necessarily believe that people are just lucky. I think that you have to do the work. That's my earth sign coming out. You got to put the work in. The seeds have to be planted. There's no such thing as it just happens. That's not luck. To be honest with you, at that point, I can argue that that's more being spoiled in that area. You're not putting the work in to actually prove that you deserve it because it's just lucky. So that's easier for you to tap into some greed, tap into some feeling like somebody owe you something. I don't believe in that. I mean, somebody else might look at it a little bit different. I'm here for it. I'm all here for it on what it means. Perhaps everybody that I've seen with the comments, I appreciate you. And I will say hello back. But if you want to comment on something, tell me what luck means to you. What does luck mean on some mature stuff? Because that's where we at. We're trying to channel maturity. That being said, though, if you have Jupiter in that area, you're not necessarily paying attention to it until you start to tap into your own understanding of who you are as a godfather for yourself or godmother for yourself, right? You do have physical representations of what that would mean, but who is that for yourself? Your fairy godmother or godfather, who is that for yourself? So once you start tapping into what creates your luck and you start to realize that luck is really the ability to formulate mental magic, alchemy, right? Things that going ahead and taking your conditioned roots and being able to tap into some stuff out there, right? Once you realize that that's what luck is, then that switches on right away. Flips a switch for you to be able to bring in the stuff that you're actually trying to obtain, that you can use that luck in, right? So that being said, that's that Jupiterian energy. That energy is what makes, that click in. But putting that Jupiter energy into Capricorn. Anyone that has this placement, Jupiter and Capricorn, if you've seen it in your birth chart, I advise you to look it up. We are going through it as a whole, but I advise you to look up what it means. Because Jupiter being the planet of abundance, going into a sign that has to do with climbing a ladder and could go into a place where if it doesn't get what it needs, it'll run over anybody to get it out of greed, right? Not saying Capricorns are bad people, and I'm not, because I have some very good friends that are Capricorns. But my point is, when you get into that negative state of Capricorn, that's when it's bad, right? That's when it becomes greed. And we all have Capricorn somewhere in our birth charts, all of us. So my point is this. Putting that Jupiterian energy of abundance into that can cause some issues as far as greed. Now, we out here being greedy as hell in grocery stores, stocking up all the meat, knowing damn well we can't cook it, right? How many people out there buying meat knowing that they fucking going to the cooking channel when they get home, or going on Google and YouTube trying to search how to cook some chicken, because you don't know what you're doing. You so focused on making sure that you're surviving in the survival of the fittest, you just buying up anything because you just going with the hype. The hype, not the hype, the hype. Toilet paper. Listen, let me explain something to you. I was glad that I got toilet paper, and I knew I was going to get toilet paper, and there was only about 3 things of the toilet paper left, and I got one. And this lady said to me when I was out, she was like, "You got toilet paper? How'd you get that?" And I said, "Because I knew I was getting it, and I only needed one, because I don't know what's gonna happen after these 2 weeks. I don't even know what's gonna happen after today. Somebody can get on the news and say all of this was just a scare thing, and we all go back to work tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not saying that that's a thing. I'm saying anything could happen that we don't know about, because we don't know what's going to happen in the next moment. We only have this one. Real time. This very moment. So that being said, we getting greedy. We're getting greedy with wondering where our checks are coming in, and what are they gonna do as far as this, and what are they gonna do? We're so out here. Y'all looking into the future. Y'all wasn't looking into the future before. Y'all was wearing it, and in the future that y'all looking into is a fearful future. What about what we're gonna do as a society, and how we're gonna, elevate from this? I mean, I'm seeing more and more posts about it every day, which is awesome, but it's not, that wasn't the first initial approach a lot of us had. It was very much so focused on how it was going to affect us individually, how it was going to affect our family, not our neighbor's family. How, we over here lashing out at China. There's people being attacked right now. Sorry, a call came in. People that are Chinese that are being attacked right now. I'm seeing stuff on the internet that honestly, I do believe a lot of the stuff that's posted is just, it's feeding this hype so people can go out and do it. It's reverse psychology. But I'm sure there are some idiots out there trying to come at Chinese people because you think that it's them. Let me explain something to you. United States, yes, we definitely have some flaws, and we got some stuff going on, but we also have a lot that other people don't have. But that still does not make it right for us to come at somebody else. We don't know what happened, and not every person in China, whether it was manufactured or not, is at fault for this shit. Has been a play that a lot of people have been getting involved with in past situations, putting cultures against each other, putting nations against each other, putting, countries, everything against each other. It's uncalled for. And they know what they're doing. This is why I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, spiritual and material world out there, it's a war going on right now. Pay attention. Pay attention. Be within. Pay attention. Right? That being said, why are you coming at your neighbors? They're still your neighbors. You may not know them, but they are still your neighbors. How are we as a whole coming up together? That's the futuristic that's what's out there. Yeah, I posted that video, that little clip from The Matrix. And I hope you guys can scroll back to my page to look at what that is, or just look at the movie. We're in this together, the woman said. We have to do this together. That's everybody out there. And it's crazy because everybody want to separate, right? Now we're going through this virus together. What are we doing together? We physically manifested this. What are we doing together? Very important. So that Jupiter energy, don't let that trick you into a different state, right? There's always a balance. There's always 2 ways of looking at stuff. Tap into the Jupiter that's on some stuff of actually focusing on what is really occurring, how to really tap into that spiritual energy so that way you can just lift this restriction and place it to the side. As a whole, all of us can do that together. Let's lift that restriction. Okay, let's lift that negative side of that Saturn energy. Now, going to another topic of Mars. Honey, Mars is hot. Okay, Aries and Scorpio again. We still tapping into some Scorpio energy. The reason why is because Scorpios are not here to play right now. We getting into the nitty gritty. We cracking down government. We going into some stuff. There's some arrests going on right now that we need to know about. Google it. You may not find it on Google. Talk to your neighbors. Exchange some information. Use a phone. Do what you got to do. Right? Talk about that stuff. Do some research. Because that Scorpio is heavy right now between Pluto energy and between this Mars energy. But Mars is also what? The god of war, right? Aries is the god of war. Mars rules Aries. Okay? So Mars is actually overseeing that energy, that Aries energy. Now, I'm going to talk to you about it from two sides of the fields because there are two sides of Mars when it comes to that Aries energy. There are two sides of Mars when it comes to that Scorpio energy, right? Just for the fact that Mars in itself has two sides. It has that blue fire, that really internal fire, which is that Scorpio energy, that hot stuff before it hits oxygen. And then it has that Aries fire, that's that red fire that is not afraid to roar, that is not afraid to go to war when it's needed. Those are our athletes. Those are our people that are out there, our warriors, right? People that have strong Aries energy. They are not afraid for a battle. They are not afraid to actually put out their passion, right? So you have those energies together. But then if you look at the two sides of what Aries represents and the two sides of what Scorpio represents, that's a whole nother level too. So let's talk about that Aries energy, right? Because we gave a little bit of attention to the Scorpio with the Pluto. Aries energy can be two sides. You have that new beginning aspect to it. The people that are not afraid to go out there and start something fresh, start something new. The initiators, our cardinal signs, right? Cardinal signs. They're out there. They're like, let's go. How are we going to start this up? And then we got that energy of true fire, right? True fire, that burning energy that is ready to just attack things. I used to tell an ex of mine who was really into wolves. Interesting enough, that's been a few of my exes have been interested into wolves. I'm finding myself rubbing my forehead, by the way. But notice how in a wolf pack, the woman who is with the alpha tends to guard the alpha's neck, right? She's wild. She out there. And in most animal, most species, the woman is the worker, right? The woman's out there getting stuff done. And this is not a plea to being a feminist. This is not what I'm saying. But it's the fact that, like, we need to give credit to that. And tapping into the idea of the wolf, right? She's guarding the neck. She is at home with the cubs or whatever, the little wolves. And she's trying to see what is needed in their pack. And then the male goes out, and the male goes out and hunts. I used to say to an ex all the time, who had a lot of Aries energy, I used to say to him, unless I tell you what the house needs, you just out there hunting. You out there burning down bridges, burning down trees, just messing with other pack leaders. You just out there because you just got this inner flame going and it just needs to spew out, right? This red fire that just needs to, right? Why are you out there putting in so much work out there and you don't even know what's happening in here yet? I respect your Aries qualities. I respect the fact that you out there to initiate, but you also need to be receptive first. You need to tap into that Cancerian energy, that Pisces energy, that Scorpio energy, right? Be receptive. True Cancerian energy, really. Be receptive. Pay attention. Psychology, listen. Just listen first. And then when you know what needs to be done, just like a full moon, honey, I will release that arrow and go out and do what you got to do. And it's sexy doing it. I find it so sexy when someone, a male woman, they, whatever you want to call it, is into their Aries, when you're into your Aries, it's sexy as hell, but you gotta have a goal, a purpose, a reason. Otherwise, you just starting shit. You just starting new beginnings here and there, here and there. You ain't even got no goals. No goals. How you know what to go out there and burn down? How you know out there what to go and collect? How you know what route to take? How do you know this stuff if you so focused on out that you didn't pay attention to what's in first? To go out and do it. Go out and get it. Bringing it back to what's going on right now, my friends. We so focused on being outside. So focused on getting back to the office. So focused on making that money. What are you making the money for? You just making the money for the money's sake? And then y'all wondering why y'all feel like all y'all do is work for bills. To pay off some damn bills. Where's your goals? Set your intentions. Right? New moon, new beginnings. Aries. First house. First house energy. Aries energies. So we about to approach Aries season. This is the time for us to, we gonna release that arrow. Right? We ready for it. This is the time to set your intentions before you release the arrow. Being your Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It is the sign that makes us realize none of this shit is real. None of it's real. It's a simulation. You're in it to learn. Yes, the coronavirus is very real to some of us. But guess what? So is when someone pinches you. And when you in that dream, it's very, very real. I just had a dream last night. My boyfriend woke me up from it, and I legit was upset with him this morning. And I had to explain to him, I'm like, babe, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad because I was about to get the goal in the dream, and then I woke up into this dimension and was like, damn, that shit was so close. And I realized how, and I recorded a video before this that I will release, but I wanted to make this live, but I realized how thin this veil is right now. Because I'm telling you, stuff that was happening here was happening in my dreams on a aligned level, and I was able to see it from a different place. And the fact that he woke me up and it was such an easy transition, I didn't feel like I was going through some kind of like tube first, like some of this like traveling back to this plane. It was so quick of me waking up. That's when I was like, oh my God, consciousness is really starting to get there. We're really separating that veil and getting rid of it, because for me to wake up that easy and it not hurt and not feel like it took me a while or I had to snooze and I was just back, that's when it hit me. I was like, yo, us being at home right now is raising awareness. We are breaking that veil. We are breaking that restriction, right? That's what we're really doing as a collective. And that being said, going back to that Aries energy, that's what we need to tap into, because Mars is hot right now, right? It's now keep in mind, it's hot, but it's hot because it's being contained. It's being molded, right? Mars in Capricorn is actually, I believe, if it's not exalted in that sign, if Mars is not exalted, it is in a very disciplined area. And it's definitely a good thing. Personally, for me, I feel like it is. Regardless of what other astrologers may say, I feel like it's a good thing because Mars is now being disciplined, right? It's now requiring you to restrict the hot, that fire that needs to go out there and do things, and taking a second to discipline it and be like, okay, what are we doing? What's the goal? How are we climbing the mountain? How are we getting there? But y'all need to tap out of this whole we just got to get out there shit. That's bad. You need to take it in a little bit, right? Social distancing. For the purposes of also setting intentions, of also setting out what we're doing out there, what we're going to get out there. Rather than coming at each other over social media on opinions, listen, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm not into the political bullshit. Okay? I had some people in my life recently that had an issue with that because I was neutral. I'm not into it. I don't know enough information for me to understand what's going on. All I know is I see in the media they don't like this person, or I see they like this person or that person. Unless I have an interview with the president, unless I have an interview with the people that people don't like, I'm not making no type of judgments, because I got Scorpio energy like heavy in me. I don't trust no damn body. I really don't, unless I actually tap into your soul. Let me get a little bit beneath you and see why you are the way you are before I start making judgment on why you're doing what you're doing. And that's what I mean by I don't trust nobody. I mean, I don't give people the benefit of the doubt in things. I want to know why. I want to know what the purpose was. Because we pay attention too much to thinking in our own ways of why we might do something. You need to ask why your neighbor might do something. You need to ask why these politicians are doing what they're doing. Yes, a lot of it could be for personal greed. Absolutely. They're also human. They're also tapping into all this energy we tapping into. They could absolutely be falling in line with the Jupiter and Capricorn energy. Absolutely. On the negative side of it. But you also don't really know. You don't know just because you read something on Google. You don't know just because you read your best friend made a meme and they do research. What research? Who wrote it? A human? There is no solid facts unless you actually sit down and you feel it. You turn on your antennas and you pay attention. That's how you know. Now, some of us have ability to do that from afar. But just reading a news story ain't really giving you all the facts, my friend. And that's just a hard swill you gotta swallow. But my point is that at the end of the day, all of us are on the same level with that, right? All right, so you got that Jupiterian energy. We talked about that. Let's talk about Saturn being in Capricorn. That's his house. It's chilling. Makes it even funnier because we in our house just chilling. Right? You just stuck in the house. And Saturn is just like, that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm watching. I'm telling you how many memes I've seen where it was talking about how the aliens was looking at us like, oh, what you doing? Oh, I'm watching Earth's season of 2020. It's the damn truth. We are crazy right now. We over here watching the Kardashians and what's that show, Love is Blind and all this other stuff. We a whole series right now. And our series is one of them Netflix series that they dropped the whole damn thing. Like, the whole season. And then we on shit. We dropping seasons every day. Y'all better catch up. Y'all better binge watch it. Binge watch that. We too busy binge watching everything else. Binge watch what's going on at home. Binge watch what's going on internally. Series, the whole series, season after season after season, dropping every day. Seasons packed with 10 to 13 episodes. They dropping every day. Pay attention. Pay attention. Because Saturn is chilling right now. Saturn is at home. Saturn is like, okay, I'm just going to watch how all this is affecting everybody. I'm going to play this shit like a damn violin. Playing the Titanic song. Making shit dramatic as hell. Right? It'll only be the end if you let it be the end. Rose still got off that damn boat. And Jack just swam with the fishes. We don't even know the end of that story, but I won't make it a thing. But my point is that two sides of the spectrum. She went into the physical world. He went into the spiritual world, right? Bet you they were still connected. My point is, it's time to focus on what's at home. Focus on it. Pay attention to it. Because we talked about Mars, we talked about Jupiter, we talked about Pluto, we talked about Saturn. And these planets are chilling right now in their own ways, just waiting for y'all to respond. And I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here for the Pluto energy that's in Capricorn breaking down the damn government, right? Because let's be honest, Capricorn energy is the government. It is not just the government that's on the outside. It is home government. What's going on in your house? Do you have your government together? Because I'm sure it's breaking shit down right now when you start seeing that everybody is home. Everybody's home from school. Everybody's home from work. Everybody's home from all these activities that's outside preventing them to be inward, right? We home. So what's going on in your home government? Do y'all remember y'all favorite foods? Y'all favorite colors? What songs y'all like to sing? Some of y'all feeling real damn uncomfortable being around your kids. These are seeds you have planted. You planted them. You planted them. Take care of what you plant, right? One thing in my sorority that they always taught us is they say, y'all worry about the pledging process now. What about when you get out there into the real deal? Y'all really gonna be pledging over there. It's about maintaining. You worried about this, how much you're doing right now. You're just getting basic information. You're getting basic training. You're getting things that you can take with you so you can utilize it on the outside to help you navigate this world, to help you navigate self. And y'all worried about, oh my God, this is a lot of information. Okay, but you in school, right? You at school, but you also in school right now too. Spiritual school. Can't tell you how much pledging for my sorority. I mean, I know everybody's had their experiences, but that shit broke me down. Shout out to Adari Fullman, because let me tell you, she was the main one that broke me down at the end of the day to make me realize and confront my pain came from losing my father. I will never forget that day. But I confronted it. And I broke down and I realized that restriction was something I made up in my mind. It restricted me because I allowed it to. I allowed it to. It is not real. You have to get a hold of your own consciousness, of your own path. Y'all need to let this whole governmental stuff and fear and this and that, stop letting it get in the way. It is restriction that you are allowing to happen because y'all too busy worrying about what y'all got to tap into. Y'all too busy worried about what y'all have to confront. Spend some time with your damn kids. You had them, right? In most cases, it felt real damn good to do the action to get them. Take care of them. Spend some time with them. You want to know why it's harder to spend time with them sometimes? Because as above, so below. Right? As above, so below. That means that's your mirror walking around. Tearing up the damn house. Throwing shit. Drawing on your walls. Saying, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. I want to talk to you, Mom. I want to talk to you, Dad. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Pay attention. Pay attention. I want to teach you something. I want you to look into my eyes and see yourself, and I want you to pay attention. That is what your kids are telling you to do. They're not doing it because they're trying to be annoying. They're annoying you because they want you to pay attention. They're annoying you because while they were at school, other kids were ignoring them. Other kids were not paying attention to how they were special, how they were different, what they can give to the class, how they can affect their class as a whole, what they're willing to bring as a team. Those kids were too focused on other stuff because they watched their parents do the same thing. They watched their parents not pay attention. So they go back to school, taking what they get from home, right? These kids that are not being attention to, not being talked to, not being heard. Go back and they do it the same thing to their neighbors, their classmates. They do those same things because their parents, they're as above, are not paying attention enough to give them a reason to be valued as below. Right? You flip it over, okay? What's this? You put your children, you put yourself up here, you put your kids down here, right? You flip it. There's no such, it still exists, right? If we flip this whole house, it's going to be, no such thing as up and down unless you make it a thing. My point is that your kids are asking to be heard right now. And if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you shouldn't have had them. I understand there are some people that are like, I still have to work. I still have to do things. Okay, that's understandable. But work is not just through physical work. Work is spiritual work. And your child, talking to them for a few minutes, an hour, taking some time to hang out with them might spark something that you inside could help you with your physical work outside. That's what y'all need to focus on. Get on the phone. Talk to your friends. Talk to your mom, right? Quarantine, I mentioned earlier in this video, my mom has something with her lungs. Probably not a good time for me to see her face to face right now. But when I tell you, it makes me realize how much I can't see her face to face right now. How much, it can be taken from me. How much I have to rely on the phone, on FaceTime, on whatever, just to be able to speak with my mother. So you start to realize things that we take for granted, right? You start to realize those things. But for those that don't even have their mothers physically, and for those that have lost a mother or father recently, y'all need to go inward. Talk to them. Pay attention to your surroundings. They may be dropping hints every day. I can tell you, my father dropped hints all the time. And now that we've connected and I've accepted it, it's just like normal. And when I say dropping hints, I'm not talking about stuff that y'all could try to turn into, oh, it's a coincidence. Nah. There's things that I don't even have to share for proof, be told, just to make y'all feel better. There's things that have occurred that have been like, okay, there's no other explanation but that he is still here. But guess what? The moment that I took that restriction and I put it to the side, I took that issue, that similar to when you don't get a haircut for a while, right? Because we back to hair from the original of the video. You don't get a haircut for a while, you got these frizzled ends, right? What you tapping into? Your antenna's are frayed. You can't tap into a TV if you plug it into a frayed cable. Y'all think it doesn't work the same? When it comes to your hair? When it comes to your heart? When it comes to your mind? Stop allowing restriction to fray your cables. And utilize the energy to be at home just as much as Saturn in Capricorn, right? Talk about one more thing before I go. On the 22nd of March, Saturn is going into Aquarius. I've said this a lot in my videos, about the idea of understanding that energy of Capricorn and Aquarius, and how those energies have always been known as energies. Saturn and Uranus have had those struggles, right? Because Capricorn wants to have everything set, everything molded, everything. Because in order to climb the mountain, right, you need to have a stabilized idea of things, right? So in order to be able to step on top and keep climbing, you can't have a hot mess. It's got to be firm. It has to be firm for you to be able to step and have that foundation, right? And Aquarius is it's just this futuristic energy that has so many ideas, and like Aquarius always feel like people may not understand them so Aquarius that have more air in their charts, you do have more talkative Aquarius, but down to the core, an Aquarius moon especially, or Aquarius rising, Aquarius suns definitely, but they could have a different makeup as far as their moon and their rising, to make them a little bit more open. But having Aquarius in your chart, you tend to be the person to step aside and kind of be off to the side and listen to what's around you. But until you feel comfortable that a person could really be able to process and download your words, you don't really open up, because you're tired of constantly trying to show people the way, trying to let people see into the future, see things as a greater picture rather than so small. You're tired of trying to do that. And people just are like, oh, you crazy. Oh, where's your brain? Or it's so large and da-da-da-da. And aliens this and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Right? But you got most Aquarians looking like some damn aliens, right? Shit, I'm an Aquarius rising. I'm tall, lanky, big head, skinny, big feet. I look like a damn alien. I mean, thank God for the Piscean energy that I have that give me a little bit of mermaid, a hint of mermaid-esque qualities. But, I mean, I have a Aquarius figure. And that represents that alien-esque way of thinking, that alien-esque approach to life. And the thing is that Aquarius always want to be on some, like, break down and build back up shit using the same tools. Like, I respect what you're telling me, right? A lot of us that are alive, we have Uranus in Aquarius, which is really talking about, or Uranus in Capricorn even, which is really, not Aquarius, I'm sorry, my brain. But it's really talking about how, like, we can respect what is being built previously, right? That Uranian energy in Capricorn. We can respect what's being built previously, but with all due respect, I'm going to take what you've created and I'm going to elevate it. I'm going to evolve with it. This whole concept is going to flip, and build, right? That's that Aquarius energy, which makes Capricorn a little bit upset because they trying to climb the damn ladder. And Aquarius is like, nah, bruh, this ain't about just your ladder. We gonna cut your ladder off. We gonna use one of your ladder pieces and build a ladder for everybody, right? Aquarius is not afraid. If Aquarius has to, they will slay one soul for the help of all souls. They sure will, because that's futuristic thinking. It's not just about you, right? They receiving, you got an Aquarius, which is between Capricorn and Pisces, where Aquarius is receiving energy from this Piscean neighbor that's like, yo, this shit ain't real, bruh. This shit ain't real. All of this is some extra stuff before you enter this world, into the spirit realm. You got to get this done the right way because you got to put in work. And then they're trying to tell the Capricorn energy to pass down the message, and Capricorn's is restricting it. Right? Nah, I got to climb this ladder, man. I got to climb this ladder. I'll help them, but I got to get up there first. It's not about you. It's not all about you. You got to help the world. So that being said, taking this energy of saying that it's in, Saturn is in Capricorn, going into Aquarius. Hello. The restriction will lift. Hello. Where are we going as a society? Hello. Where are we going as a team? As a family? Knowing we all are within each other's veins, right? All of us is up in each other's veins. Even if you look at an astrology chart, we all have the same signs in us. All of us. So you could argue with me all day. Oh, I feel like a Capricorn with this, and I feel like a Scorpio with this, and I feel like da-da-da. You're right. You should. Because you got all of them. It's just about where they're placed in your life. Where they're placed in your soul. But it's all a greater ecosystem. Working together to heal your one moment. Working together. Us working together to heal this one earth. Us working together. So eventually, once we got earth together, we can go to other planets and start working with them. But y'all need to be with it here first. That's far out. That's far out. Maybe not too far. I'm just saying. That's my Aquarius rising kicking in. It's not too far. We're going to start realizing there's some other stuff going on some other planets. There are some aliens. There are. And y'all know it's true, even though, I seen a meme the other day cracking up. The reason why the government won't tell y'all that it's aliens out there is because look at y'all. We have messed with a damn virus. Some shit we've combated before. Not this particular one, but damn, we done been through a few of them. And yes, we've lost some people. And from an Aquarius mind, I am here to tell you, sometimes we gotta lose a few to make sure that as a society, we can take a hold of things. And I know that is sad. But I will abide by that concept because as a core value to my root, it's about all of us, not just one of us, not just a few of us, not just this group, not just that group. I love Geminis, but I'm not with the Gemini scatter on that, where it's over here and over here and over here and over here, and y'all making individual groups. I'm not about it. Even that Libra energy that I have, I don't do left and right. I don't like it. Nope. I'm aware of it, but we talking about us as a whole. And on some real shit, I literally put out so much blessings to those spirits that are going to be exiting on a physical note. But guess what? That's because they being called over to handle the spiritual end. And y'all focus on their physical bodies. Y'all need to be focused on what you can do while you're still here. It's not just social distancing from out there. It's social distancing from listening to what you're hearing on the streets too. Get out of that Gemini energy. I'm telling you, get out of it. This is not the time. I love my Geminis. I'm telling you, I love y'all. I got it in the 4th house of the mind, so I have that Gemini cord to my brain, but get out of it. Get out of the gossip part of it. You want to collect a little information here, a little information here, a little information here, a little information here, and put it all together, I'm with it. That's what it's all about. But y'all need to get away from the gossip. The gossip is not doing anything. The memes, all this shit. You could keep it up. And it's funny. I'm not gonna lie, I'm over here laughing. But then eventually I get bored because I'm like, all right, I got shit to do. I'm spending 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour throughout the day on memes. That ain't doing nothing for me. It might make me laugh a little bit, sure. But shit, I could talk to myself and make myself laugh. Once I hang up this video, I'm going to be laughing all damn day by myself. That's right. Gemini energy within in that mind. I talk to myself all damn day. If I don't talk to myself, who's going to talk to me? That's what my mom used to tell me. And it's the truth. As above, so below. Talk to yourself. Have a conversation. And when I say talk to yourself, talk to your kids. They're part of you. Talk to them. Talk to that crystal that you picked out. Be on that energy. Talk to your pets. This one trying to talk to me. Hi. And then climbed his little butt up on the couch. I ain't even told him he could do it. Skylar, you say hi. All of that. But the point is, connect within, then later focus on what's out there. But don't tap into without. Don't tap into without. Because if you tap into without, you're going to be so focused on what you don't have. I'm without this. I'm without that. I'm without over... No. Within, and then take that arrow and push it out when it's time. But let the universe do its thing. Don't worry about when you're going back to work. Don't worry about when they're going to turn all this stuff on. Turn your TVs off. You want to watch a show? Watch a show that's going to make you think. Most of us pick out shows that tap into us on a level that makes you think in some kind of way. Even the Kardashians. I've watched the Kardashians in the past. And to be honest with you, I don't care what anybody thinks about it. They have showcased an idea of family that other people don't have that talk negative about them. Right? They got each other's back. I mean, there's some issues between, little things that they have. But best believe this is also to show y'all so they can make money for the family. Right? They got their own community. They ain't thinking about us. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're always going to find something in little things that you watch. And there's a reason why. Beyond all the bullshit, beyond all the gossip. But you need to know how to filter out what you need, your nutritions, and exit out the waste. Just like eating. Taking the nutritions, exit out the waste. And be ready for this transit, right? We got a little bit more time for Mercury being in the post shadow. Mercury being in the post shadow ends on the 29th. Okay? So be ready for that. Be ready for the 29th. Because that's when, you know, things really, the media is really going to start to clear up. I mean, the media is already clearing up now since like Mercury went out of retrograde, more so went direct. Because again, y'all should watch that video to understand what it means with Mercury in pre-shadow, Mercury in stationary retrograde, Mercury stationary direct, and then after the post-shadow. It's in the post-shadow, y'all. Watch that video. It's very important. Information to know. It's up on my YouTube, or it's probably somewhere on my page now on Facebook. But watch the video so y'all can understand what we just went through with and how this media is starting to affect us. Because we going back now, we're like, oh, wait a minute. There were some fearful tactics, but let's start researching a little bit, right? Let's get in there. Lot of hee ha ha stuff going on. Pay attention to what you're reading. There was a article the other day I had to tell somebody that I really love and care about, right? Article about some 17-year-old Pomeranian that passed away from this virus. There was a picture of a poodle with a mask on it. I thought we was talking about a Pomeranian. You see what I'm saying? You see how they start tapping into your senses and what you care about? Knowing it exists, but don't promote that side of you. I know it's there, but I don't want to talk about it, because if you know too much about it, you're going to utilize that instead of being under my power. Right? Think about it. So you got this poodle with this mask on, and they talking about a 17-year-old Pomeranian who passed away. First thing that clicked to me was, it's 17. That's a long time that dog was alive. A long time. Now, there are some owners, including my mother, who just lost her dog. I'm also worried about them, because I'm like, my mom's dog is a Pomeranian. It's going to tap into her. She going to be feeling some type of way. Then probably start alerting me about this one behind me. Right? Staring at souls and stuff. Right? Giving me the side eye because he wants some damn snacks. So, be careful of that. Then I look in the article and it starts saying that there was not even any antibodies from the virus, the coronavirus, that actually touched this dog, like that was in this dog. So what you write in an article saying that the dog died from coronavirus then from? Be careful what you read. Facebook is so easy. We be out here just sending stuff that we see the highlights. We don't read it. We just out here. Oh my God, this is sad. Oh my God, this is sad. Y'all over here spreading sadness. Get off the damn internet. Stop looking for distractions. If you're gonna get on the internet, have a conversation. A legit conversation. Listen to the people talking. Shut the hell up. Listen. Pay attention. Listen to what the person is saying. Tap each other in. All right, I'm done. You're ready to go. Right? They do it in the law. If you got something to say, write it down. Let the person speak and get out their thoughts. And then when you're done, I'm tapping you in what you got to say. Well, let me refer back to my notes. Listen. Okay, listen. Another thing I'm going to do is not necessarily apologize, but I will throw it out there that if you feel sensitive to anything that I have posted, I am very sorry that you feel that way. And I say that because it is an emotion that you do not have to tap into. That is not me saying that, I wouldn't take, responsibility if I said something that was out of line, but I feel like I filter myself pretty much a shit ton before I let anything go out into the internet world, because of that natural Libra moon state of wanting everybody to not come at me. But I'm starting to tap into some real shit now. You got two sides of Libra. Right? You have the Libra moon that is always wanting to make sure everything's all pretty and everything's all lovely because it's Venusian. Then you got the Libra side that is demanding justice and I am tired. I'm tired of hearing about y'all coming at this political people and this and that, and this is the reason why we're dealing with this, and this is the reason why you're dealing with this. I'm tired of hearing y'all coming at all this other shit. What about you? Let's talk about you. What are you doing? I seen a quote the other day, was perfect. Y'all come at each other over what y'all hearing, such and such said, this person said this, and so now your best friend is spreading that thing that you said. Okay, y'all so focused on that. How about all the shit that you're not being judged for by the universe, by God? If there was a fly on the wall, would he be coming at you just as hard for all the shit that you be doing? These are things that you need to ask yourself. Confront yourself. Confront your demons. Have a conversation with them. Sit them down. Hear them out. Understand why they feel the way that they do. Because at the end of the day, you're nothing without either. You need to have those conversations. You need to understand that there's always going to be two sides of a fence until you bring them together. So have a conversation with why your demons feel the way that they do. What are you neglecting in this physical world or spiritually that is not allowing them to be heard? That is making them get fiery on the inside. That's making them tap into their Pluto. Because meanwhile, while you out here thinking you shining these roots from above, you screwing up all your roots from below in your Pluto energy because you're not taking care of the shit you need to take care of. Talk to your demons. Talk to them. Confront them. Meet your shadows. Fall in love with your wife again, your husband again. Fall in love with your kids again. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe she just said I love my kid. You sure? Because love is action, baby. Love is action. Giving your kids your attention is a sign of love. And if that's a problem for you, you need to ask yourself, do you love your children? Real talk. Real talk. Ask yourself, are you giving love? Are you giving support? Are you supporting the dreams? Have a conversation with your significant other. Talk to them. Ask them what they want to do, what their dreams are, what they haven't achieved yet. Give them love by showing them how much they have done so far. Have that conversation of this is what we've done together. This is what we've done individually. These are beautiful things. These are things that we need to accept together. Have those conversations. They're important. It's not just about marrying people. It's not just about building and having kids and birthing babies and all this other stuff so you can show your neighbors that you got it together. No. What do you have together inside? What are you doing together inside? What are you doing as an individual? What is the spiritual work that you are doing on a daily basis so you could be the best version of yourself, so you can promote the best version of yourself to your spouse, to your children, to your pets, whatever the hell it is. Stop getting on these damn internet and losing consciousness and awareness of what you need to take care of at home. Focus. This is the time. I love you guys. If you guys need some readings, I'll be home with my deep conditioner. Hit me up. I do tarot and birth charts. And if you just need some overall health advice as far as what to eat. I'm not a doctor. I didn't go to school, but I damn sure understand colors. I damn sure understand meridians. I damn sure understand how to connect with the spirit. And I know how to tap into my own intuition. So no, I may not be able to provide you with these big ass words that they utilize as far as explaining what things are. But what I can do is, as a neighbor, is vibe off of what you need based off of something I've dealt with similar and give you advice based off of that. And you could take it or you can collect it and add another collection and make your own thing. Because that's what life is about. Life is about figuring it out. None of us are perfect. Love you. Bye.